How did Joe Biden get so rich?
Well, no one's ever been able to figure that out. What we were able to do is subpoena the bank records of his son and his brother. We found that they took in $27 million from bad people in bad countries, not for any business purpose, because the Bidens didn't own a real business. The only business that we could determine in our year-and-a-half-long investigation was they were selling access to Joe. There's a term for that. That's called lobbying, I guess you could say. But you're not supposed to have immediate family members that lobby, number one. Number two, if you lobby foreign entities, you're supposed to register as a foreign agent. There's a law called the Foreign Agents Registration Act. None of his family registered for that. What we found through our investigation was from the IRS whistleblowers that they never paid a penny of taxes on this $27 million. So $27 million coming in tax-free, that's a pretty good start to wealth.
So I suppose there will be no accountability for the enrichment of the Biden family as now we are in the last couple hours of their regime?
Well, we have criminal referrals to the Department of Justice for Hunter Biden committing perjury and for James Biden lying under oath in a deposition and a transcribed interview. Obviously, if Pam Bondi wants to take our investigation, she could pursue charges of money laundering. She could pursue charges of violation of Foreign Agents Registration Act. She could probably put together enough evidence for a RICO case. So the decision as to whether or not to pursue charges on the Biden family, that ball's going to be in the Trump administration's court. I certainly hope they do. I think Jim Jordan has said publicly he hopes they do. But at the very least, we want to see people held accountable in the federal government when what we call the deep state, the unelected deep state bureaucrats that were responsible for the cover-up. Because what we found in our investigation was that there were 4 government agencies that had ongoing investigations of various Biden family members and the Securities and Exchange Commission. And in each instance, while investigating either Jim Biden or Hunter Biden, obviously they wanted to question Joe Biden because none of the money would be coming into the accounts of the Bidens were it not for Joe, because they were selling access to Joe. Anyone with common sense knew that. So when it got to the point they wanted to speak to Joe Biden, like any investigation would do, they were told to stand down by unelected deep state bureaucrats. We have names of those individuals, and we just very recently passed them on to who will be the Trump appointees in the new law enforcement agencies.
So Chairman Comer, you also met recently with Kash Patel, presumably the next FBI director. Tell us, what did you guys discuss?
Well, we discussed a lot. We talked about how big a mess he's inherited, how he's inheriting an agency that was once a glorified government agency around the world, and now its reputation has been tarnished. I would argue diminished.